I'm Haley.
I'm Emily.
And this is
The Northwest Mystery Show,
where we talk about mysteries. Obviously, it's in the title.
In the Northwest.
We talk about not mysteries.
Things that are already solved.
Used to be mysteries.
Now they're not, but we're going to talk about them.
We also talk about ghosts.
Ghosts? Ghost towns.
I was going to say ghost towns.
Yes.
We talk about serial killers.
Murders.
Cults.
Bigfoot.
Cult leaders.
Aliens. Lake monsters. There's a lake monster in this one.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
That's very
We don't get enough of
Scooby-Doo.
those here.
No. I don't think we have any local lake monsters.
We got this one, but it's like, probably not real.
Buried treasure.
Oh, buried treasure.
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 Oh, there's treasure in this one.
There
That's
is
right.
treasure.
We
We also
forgot.
have... Are you going to introduce our producer?
Oh, our producer Townsy is here with us.
Yeah.
He was... Yeah.
He's here every episode.
Yeah. He likes to be introduced.
Yeah.
I'm a guy.
He looks stuff up for us. And
He
makes
does all of the work for
Like
us.
Yeah.
Sam
during-
Scratches
Sam Scratches.
and buried treasures.
Treasure.
treasure.
I'm excited for this one because we're going to
So
talk
many
about the
things.
buried treasure that I talked about last episode.
Yeah.
That I jumped the gun on.
You really did. It was building suspense.
Yeah, we got to get people to keep
Foreshadowing.
tuning in.
Foreshadowing in real life.
It's called a teaser in the business.
There you go. It was a little teaser trailer.
We got to keep them wanting more.
Exactly. Or just keep them curious so they'll listen.
Keep listening.
So we should start.
I'm excited about this one because we're going to talk about something that we've never talked about before.
What is it, Emily?
Oh, we're going to talk about like military bases and secret government shit, maybe aliens, but very X-Files. Just X-Files conspiracy level shit.
About the FBI people that are definitely listening to us right now.
Oh my god, they're waiting.
No, what is it? It's Navy, so it's NCIS.
I'm going to talk about Navy and Air Force. So
But isn't it NCIS? What's the show?
I don't know.
Navy something. That's that TV show, NCIS. They're Navy guys.
Well, I didn't know that's what the N stood for.
Yeah.
I thought it was like National
You know why?
Crime Scene.
Because you're not 65 years old.
True.
Nobody watches
That's
that
who
show.
watches that show.
Yeah, no one watches it. Isn't it on at like 2 o'clock on Wednesdays?
2 a.m.
2
I
p.m.?
mean, there's probably reruns. It's a long-running show.
It's still going, right?
So there's two of them, though. There's NCIS and there's the other one. They're both Navy legal teams. I don't know.
I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
Who needs more NCIS? They're like, oh, I just got to get more of that.
Those retirement homes.
They just keep building more of those. I'm like, how many fucking baby boomers are like just like old now?
All of them.
Yeah.
There's so many, and they're all old now.
They're building like
Well, that's
2
how-
more by my
yes,
house.
That's how it
That's how time
works.
works.
You get old, Emily.
Yeah.
Oh, I think their generation was just fucking huge.
Yeah.
Isn't that why they're called baby boomers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Okay, yeah.
you answered your own question.
It's in the name.
Yeah, that's how it fucking works.
We're moving past that.
I think you should just go.
They're
Baby boomers because they're all born with a fucking stick of dynamite. All right.
They're
maybe they are.
explosive.
You don't know.
You weren't there.
I wish they would explode and stop taking up more retirement homes.
Do you need
Dude.
one?
I work in an industry that delivers to the construction of buildings,
Oh,
and there are at least 2 retirement homes, large retirement homes in the city that I'm delivering to.
that are being built right now?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, I drove by one on the way here.
Yeah.
That is
Huge.
wild.
Yeah.
Because, like, they're all gonna die, so then we have these empty
Whoa,
retirement
whoa.
homes.
But then more old people
You're
fill
so
them.
mean.
That's also how aging works.
That is true.
The thing is there's always going to be old people.
That is unfortunate and
One
true.
day you'll be in one.
Hopefully not. I'll be a hermit by then, remember?
Gee, hopefully I will. Like,
I'll be in the middle of the
I've
woods.
seen people who like died with their family, and that's such a bummer. But when you die in an old folks home, at least people are like expecting it. All right,
Yeah. They're like, oh,
let's
there's
get
another
out
one.
of this dark place.
Oh, that got so depressing.
Just
Jesus.
read.
Jesus. Okay.
Tell us your story.
I don't have a title for this one, but I'm just going to talk about 2 different like military bases that are in the Northwest. They're both in Idaho.
Idaho, which is kind of the Northwest.
I think Idaho is 100% the Northwest. I always
It's
thought that.
on this side of the Rockies. It's not on this side of the Cascade. I'll allow it.
It's debatable.
I'll allow it.
No,
it's on this side of the
counting
Rockies.
it.
We'll take it.
Idaho is Northwest. If you live in Idaho,
Northwest-ish.
there's so much hate right now.
Continue.
It's on this side of the Nez Pierce. We're good.
Continue.
It's Idaho is so rural that I feel like it's just a hotspot for weird shit. Like there's so
Like
much.
Nazis.
Yeah, oh my god, there's so many skinheads there.
There's nothing there but Nazis and potatoes. That's it.
That is so accurate.
Some would say they're the same thing.
What?
Nailed
you ever
it.
peeled a potato? Looks just like a Nazi skin.
Oh my
God.
fucking god. Amazing. I'm gonna remember that forever. Okay, so the first one I'm gonna talk about is a Navy base
Ooh.
in Idaho.
A landlocked state.
A landlocked Navy base.
How many Navy bases are landlocked?
Probably more than you would think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this one is weird because they call it the Area 51 of the Navy.
Ooh.
It is one of the biggest and most important. I think it's the most important
Area 52.
area. Area 51, the
And a
sequel. No, this is the most important Navy base in the country, and it's in Idaho.
Wow.
It's 375 miles from the ocean.
It's a trip.
It's completely landlocked. So the base itself is located out of this really tiny town called Bayview. The population is 500 people. So nothing.
That's really small.
There's nothing there. Probably all those people are people who work.
For the Navy base.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or spouses of people at the Navy base.
Or Ralph's Coffee Shop, which is in the
Is that a place
Or
there?
Yeah.
at places in town. Yeah.
They gotta sell coffee to the
Ralph's
Navy
Coffee
people.
House.
Yeah, everyone needs
Or
coffee.
the floating patio.
Oh.
There's also a RV stop there.
Ooh.
We're gonna take a road trip to
Yeah,
fucking
Lakeland
Bayview.
RV Park.
It's gonna be
Definitely.
lit.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
We're gonna live it up in Bayview.
Yeah.
I think there is not only the Navy base, but 12 people who aren't part of the Navy, probably all family and spouses, that have jobs there too.
Teeny tiny population.
We need to
Super
go
small.
to that RV park and not snoop around.
We're gonna snoop.
Quote unquote
Uh-huh.
not.
We're gonna do some Scooby-Doo, X-Files, David Duchovny investigating shit.
We're
Like,
gonna split up and we're gonna solve some mysteries.
let's not split up.
You have to split up. That's what they always do.
No.
You
I
look
get
for
the Great Dane.
clues.
We'll take a Great Dane and I get the Great Dane. I'm gonna smoke hella weed and wear a green shirt.
I'm gonna actually solve it.
Are you sure?
You
What
gotta
makes
wear-
you think you're
Hey,
the Velma?
Hey
I'm the
Velma,
Velma.
you gotta.
You're
hey
not the
Velma, you gotta wear
Velma.
glasses.
We're not gonna solve it because the government's gonna kill us before we get there.
We're gonna go to jail.
Yeah.
Also, we're taking the Harlem Globetrotters.
Woo woo! They're coming with.
Yes.
Yeah.
They'll solve it.
Well, we have to take a bus now because it's a lot of people.
2
Yeah,
cars.
it's an RV park. You can park a bus in
Oh,
an
shit.
RV park. Yeah, we're
Okay.
good.
Okay. So the town it's located out of is Bayview, but they do all of their testing in a lake. That's how they have a base. It's like a massive fucking lake in the middle of Idaho. The lake's called Lake Pend Oreille, but it's weird. It's almost like a French spelling. It's like Pend, and it looks like Oreo.
Gross.
But come on, English, why you gotta be like that?
Yeah,
Like,
just spell things. Don't need so many vowels in there.
it's a lot. There's 2 E's in array. I don't like it.
No.
No. So, Lake Pend Oreille is deeper than Loch Ness.
How deep?
1,150 feet. It's fucking deep.
That's deep.
It's deep, and it's still, and it's quiet. So, it's like a lot of conditions that are very similar to the ocean, like low depths of the ocean. So, it's perfect for testing submarines in. So, they do a ton of submarine testing at this base.
Submarines are so creepy.
I know. I'm terrified of water.
I'm terrified of submarines because you're
Yeah.
in like an enclosed space, and what if something goes wrong? What if like a window breaks, which I know that would never happen, but you don't know that would never happen.
I know. I assume that would happen.
You're done. You're
I don't think they have windows in submarines.
They have, like,
all the submarines
portholes and
I've seen
shit.
have been cartoon related.
Yeah.
And they have all had windows.
Life Aquatic.
So,
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That's all I'm picturing.
so we don't
Such a
know.
goofy
Like, why
ass
would they
movie.
not have windows?
That's my favorite Wes Anderson movie,
Is
so
it?
you shut your mouth.
I think mine is Rushmore.
Oh, that's good. I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, are they? All right.
I
yeah.
think that's Anthony's favorite. It's
Yeah.
pretty
God,
good.
don't do that to me.
Okay.
Why are you so scared of the water?
I can't swim.
No. We've been to the river. You went with me to the river.
I didn't swim in the river.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. I did
Because
not.
we went to the river.
I waded like waist deep and then wouldn't go any deeper. And he couldn't figure out why. And it's because I can't
I
swim.
think you
Can't
said
swim?
because it was cold.
Oh, it was. It was fucking cold.
It was in the middle of summer, the Wishwaga, Washington River.
Oh, it's
Oh,
cold.
it was cold.
You can't swim at all.
I
Doggy
can.
paddle?
I know how to swim, but I just sink. Like,
So let's say
That's
you
weird.
were in some water that was waist deep and you just wanted to swim 10 feet.
yeah, I can. No, I
You
can
make it
swim
happen.
10 feet. I can do it, and I can like stay afloat if I needed to, but not for a long period of time.
Interesting.
I took swimming lessons for like 5 years,
Oh, really?
and the teacher was like, at a certain point, she's like, "I don't know what's wrong."
like, medically, maybe. You can't.
Well, she was really fat, and she would just like jump in and then not even do anything. She would just float like a buoy.
Yeah.
She didn't need to do anything. She would just always float. And she's like, I can't understand why you just sink to the bottom. I was like,
See, when I was younger, though, I was not heavy. And all my cousins were, your size. They were very tiny girls. And we all got around in the water. I think you just don't lack practice. I think you didn't.
No.
You don't spend enough time in the water.
my grandpa and my dad are the same way. Like, none of us can swim.
I think you don't spend enough
We don't.
time in the water. I think your dad and your grandpa also didn't spend enough time.
They are
in
from
the water.
Eastern Oregon,
Yeah.
where there's no.
There's no
Water.
good
There's
rivers.
no water
unless
there.
unless you're getting in the shitty ass Columbia. There's no rivers.
I think it's because I can't swim.
All right.
Well,
Maybe this summer you have to spend a lot of time in the water.
Well, when we go to Bayview, let's
you'll do some swimming there.
we're gonna
I'll bring my inflatable
Watch
lobster
out, though.
that I
There's
have.
sea monsters.
we're gonna swim in the part of the lake that's like off limits.
Yeah, I'll bring my inflatable lobster. It'll be great.
They're gonna like shoot us down. Like, this is a restricted area.
Yeah. You have to practice to swim. You have to know.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm sorry, I'm just learning.
Yeah, everyone has to learn how to swim. I guess. I don't know. I mean, like, really, we don't travel by... Well,
don't.
people go on cruises, but that's not, like, a modern way to travel. So I feel like knowing how to swim isn't as useful as you might think.
I don't think I'm ever going to need it.
Yeah, you're never going to be like, wow, I'm sure glad I know how to swim.
I bet I
Really
might.
got me out of that parking ticket. Like, it's just not going to be a thing.
Parking my submarine and then
Yeah.
swimming to shore.
Yeah, double parking your submarine.
Yes.
See, it's never... Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about it.
Like, I wish I knew how to swim for like pool parties I've been to, but like, I don't need to.
Who out of high school has a pool party?
Oh god, I haven't been to one since high school, so
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about it.
Every July 4th at Steph's house.
there's a pool party. I just don't know anybody who owns a pool because
Yeah, that isn't really common around here. And if they do, it's like those shitty inflatable ones they get from like
Oh, God.
Walmart.
or like if you live in an apartment complex and like the apartment has a pool,
Yeah.
but then there's so many people in it, you're like, ugh,
No,
children
not
are-
enough chlorine.
children are peeing in there.
Not enough bleach in that pool.
Nasty.
Gross. Yeah, no.
Okay, well, we're gonna get back to some conspiracy theories. Okay, so they do, I think the majority of the testing of submarines for the United States in this lake. So anytime there's like new submarine technology, they make submarines that are like a quarter of the size of the real one because it's not
Submarines are huge.
the lake's not big enough, and also it's too expensive to test like real size ones. So they just make mini ones and they test them
Aw.
in this lake.
It's cute.
These little tiny
Little
submarines.
mini subs.
Yeah. So they... Okay. They do a lot of testing at this lake, but it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. The only town close to it is just people from that base, right?
Which is super sketchy.
I know. So it's like, what the fuck are they doing out there? They could be doing any number of things and, like, we don't know.
That's like one of those towns that you would go to, like, maybe like an episode of Supernatural to get, like, help to, like, fix your car. And then they'd be like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And then just make you leave because they were, like, super unwelcome and wouldn't help you.
They're, like, really weird about it.
Yeah.
They're, like, trying to get you out of town.
Yeah, they're like, oh, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, like, you go to get coffee and you look at your cup and it just says leave.
On your napkin.
Yeah.
At the counter.
It's like, get out.
I feel like that's what this is. Like,
Yeah, like, they're all super unfriendly.
when I did the research, all of the websites I went to had pictures of this base. Like, there's a lot of pictures. Every single website, it's, like, the same, like, 20 pictures. Exactly the same. And every fucking, like, article is exactly the same. On a bunch of different websites. So I'm like, it's weird. It's
That
like,
is weird.
it's like the base put these photos out. They're like, yeah, we're open. We're not being secretive. Here's all these pictures. But it's like the same pictures all the time. They never change. It's, you know, it's just what they want you to see.
Right. It's
Yeah.
all so controlled.
Yeah. So it makes me suspicious about, like, what's actually going on there. Because I feel like they're never going to tell, like, the general public.
No. We can't keep secrets.
No. And a lot of this is, like, these are submarines that they're going to go use, like, in war. So they don't want, like, other countries to find out either.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about submarines, so I don't know.
well,
Or war.
You
War
want to know about
submarines.
both of them? I don't want to be in either of them.
No.
that's true.
No. Yeah.
Def not. They've set up, like, a hydrophone system along the entire bottom of the lake.
Is this fact or speculation?
No, okay, it's
We
it's
know
not
this?
it's not the entire lake. It's like 1,000-foot diameter, but it's like one section of the lake. They've set up these hydrophones along the bottom of it. This is fact, because they want to test the submarines for, like, how loud they
Silent
are.
running.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if they're silent, if they're hard to detect. So the hydrophones pick up, like, they'll pick up, like, rain on the top of the lake.
Nice.
That's how sensitive they are. So they detect all kinds of sound and movement, and they just, like, record basically how efficient these new subs are for battle.
Battleship.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope, though. When they talk about, like, government spending, especially in military, it's like a lot of them, like, really do need to spend that much. But when they do something like this, I'm like, yeah, I get it. You know, this is going to cost
Yeah.
a lot, but I get it.
Well, because you don't want to put a sub out in the ocean if it's not been tested. Like, of
No.
course they have to fucking test it. Jesus.
Yeah. And you can't test it in the ocean because then you would probably, like, if something went wrong, it'd be so easy to lose it.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, that's why they test them in this landlocked lake and not in the ocean, is because all kinds of things could go wrong. There's, like, more uncontrolled variables.
And
There
also
you
people
go.
could be watching.
And people can
Yeah.
be watching, like, other countries could see what we're doing. So we've got to be more secretive. I'm pretty sure, I think they've become more open about it recently, but back when the stuff was going on with, like, Russia and, like, all the Soviet stuff, they were so secretive about this base. Because they were, like,
They're gonna know.
they were making subs that they were, like, gonna use to attack them potentially.
Right.
So they were like, we can't let them find out anything. It was so top secret. I think that's when it got called Area 51 of the Navy.
Area 52.
Yeah. Because it was, like, so under wraps and
Yeah.
nobody knew. Like, even in Idaho, they're like, what the fuck is this?
Because nothing happens in Idaho.
No, if you've got this, like, massive Navy base in Idaho and no one knows anything about it, that's
Yeah.
so suspicious.
It really is. Continue.
I mean, that's basically it for this one. It's just, like, it's still pretty secretive. They do a lot of testing there. There is a legend. There's a legend about this lake.
Here we go.
Well, because it's like so deep and so big. And of course, Loch Ness has its own legend. This is basically our Loch Ness.
Comparatively lame, but yeah.
It's so much lamer than Loch Ness.
It really is. They're not going to make a Scooby-Doo movie about this.
Oh,
But
absolutely
there's
not.
one about the Loch Ness Monster, so.
This one is called The Paddler. It's so lame.
The Paddler sounds like a name of a movie that Morgan Freeman would do.
It sounds like
With like Ryan Reynolds in it, and they're like trying to connect. I don't know, because they have similar things going on in their lives or something. It just sounds lame.
I was gonna say like low budget sci-fi.
Or, yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't watch either of those, so.
No.
It's like we couldn't give it a better name. Come on.
Paddler.
Get more original.
Sounds like a fucking movie from Rob What's His Face. The Steepler.
Stapler.
The Paddler.
Can you look up pictures of the Paddler?
I can, but I'm probably not going to find anything that you're...
There's
finding.
only one photo. You'll immediately know what it is. It's our version of like the Loch Ness photo where there's like a little tiny bit sticking out of the water and you're like, oh, it's Loch Ness. So I think this originated back during the time when it was super top secret and no one even knew that they were testing subs
There you
there. The dude paddling.
It's just an old guy on his paddleboard.
go. Is that what you're looking for?
Solved.
That's the Paddler.
His paddleboard says the Paddler on
Is
it.
that the one you're looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's just like this teeny tiny little bit sticking out of the water and there's like drag lines behind it. But it's clearly just a fucking submarine.
Yeah, that's not mysterious at all.
No, and I think the legend of the Paddler started when no one knew they were testing subs there. So people saw this shit and they're like, oh, there's something big in the water.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a submarine.
They
I have
know
a
it was a
close-up view.
submarine.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or...
But
that.
it kind of makes sense because they didn't know they were testing submarines there.
Right, yeah,
So
yeah.
they were like, oh.
So for a time people were genuinely
Paddler.
freaked out, but now it's not a monster.
Rob Schneider is the Paddler.
Written and directed by Adam Sandler.
Exactly.
Would see.
Would you really?
No, I wouldn't.
It'd probably be on Netflix, if we're being honest.
Straight to Netflix.
Straight.
I like those shitty Adam Sandler
Netflix.
movies.
I haven't seen any of them.
You haven't seen any of them?
Have you
All
seen
right.
The Wedding Singer?
I mean,
No,
that's
we're talking about the
the
Oh,
shitty
the
Netflix.
the
So Adam
Netflix
Sandler got
ones?
like a 6-movie deal
Yeah,
with
because I've
Netflix.
seen The Ridiculous Six.
Ridiculous 6 was not great, but I watched it twice.
No.
What?
All right? Yeah. But there's the one he did with David Spade, where it's some like Second Chance or something.
Oh,
But
I heard of it. I never.
It was
saw
actually pretty decent.
Did you like it better than The Ridiculous Six?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It was a much
It looked better.
movie. Yeah.
Still an Adam Sandler movie.
His movies used to be so good.
They used to be so good.
I know.
And then since the
I haven't
2000s,
seen The Cobbler.
they've just
The Do-Over. The Do-Over
The
with
Do-Over.
yeah. It's worth watching. It's a very sweet movie. As you watch, you're like, what's going on? That's okay. I get it. And then you get to there, like, oh, that's so sweet. Cobbler I haven't watched. Ridiculous 6. It's. I don't know. I mean,
I would watch
I think
it.
they're doing another parenthood movie. I've seen some. I don't know what they call those movies.
Grown-ups?
Yes, 3 is coming out.
Oh, I saw the first one.
I saw the first one. It was just okay.
They're all right. I'd like.
Yeah.
They're putting out movies, and it's like, are they great? No, they're not. They're not Happy Gilmore. Are they bad? It's better than a lot of bullcrap that's being put out. Is it worth what they're getting paid? Probably not. But is it worth watching? Sure.
Have you seen is it Punch Drunk? Is that what it's called?
Oh, Punch Drunk Love.
Punch Drunk Love. No, I
Yeah.
haven't.
Have you seen it?
I've seen parts of it because it used to be on Netflix, and then I think they took it down before I finished watching it.
It's one of his like more serious roles.
Yeah.
And I love that movie. I think he's amazing in it. I think it's a great
He
movie.
did a few serious ones, like Spanglish.
Yeah, I wish he would do like more serious
And
stuff.
Funny People. Did you see Funny People?
I think I did.
It was not. It's not good, but it's worth seeing. If that makes any sense.
He can do like good serious roles. I just want like more serious stuff and less shitty comedy. You know, like
What was that one where he like played his own sister or something?
I didn't see that one. But like Zohan,
I know what
liked.
you're talking about.
Zohan
Yeah,
I
that's
liked.
funny. That's super
But
funny.
but it's all the same shit. It's just some of them are slightly funnier than the others. Like they're all the same.
They really are.
It's making me
They're
sad.
kind of funny.
Because I love Adam Sandler.
Me too. And but like I said, I like Do Over. Ridiculous 6. I watched twice.
It got such bad reviews.
Just because it
I'm
was
sorry.
bad.
It was bad.
But if you like Adam Sandler, it was like, all right, I'll watch it. It's good enough.
I wouldn't watch it twice.
Do you like Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
Then watch it.
I will give it a chance eventually, but it's not high on my list.
It was a C+ for Adam Sandler. It was a D- for movies. It was a C+ for Adam Sandler. It's worth watching if you like Adam Sandler. If you don't like Adam Sandler, you really hate this movie.
It's just like on my
And
list
by the
of
way-
priorities, this is low.
Time out. You heard the reviews of it? Yeah, reviewers are fucking dumbass bullshit.
Yeah, we
fucking
already
twats.
talked about how they're
Yeah.
Oh, they're so gross.
fuck reviewers.
But they put out ratings even before they see movies.
Which is true, and it's really unfair to movies.
Yeah, like for example, Black Panther got such high ratings before anyone watched it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I heard it was good. It was good. It was a good movie.
Unpopular opinion, and we won't dive into this. I'm just going to say it. We can move on. I didn't like it.
Yeah. It's probably like Wonder Woman for me.
One of my least
Right.
favorite Marvel movies. If
Yeah.
I
not,
still haven't seen
if
it.
not the worst one I've seen.
I feel like
It seemed like for me, like the Wonder Woman movie was like, oh, it's a good enough movie, but why do I fucking care?
It was just filler before Infinity War.
Before-
Yes. We didn't need this story in this universe.
the one Marvel movie that has come out like recently since like the first Avengers that I've really, really liked is Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. So
Because
because
it
it was pure fun.
It was different.
I liked Ant-Man a lot.
I never saw
thought that was
Ant-Man.
pretty
I
good.
need to see Ant-Man.
Yeah, it's funny. It's good.
But I
It's-
hate Ant-Man the character in the comics. I read a lot of comics.
Paul
Hey,
Rudd's
Ant-
good, and it's different than.
I feel like it's going to be a good movie.
Yeah.
But it wasn't one of those that I had to see for the
Yeah.
story.
Well, you're like into the actual comics, and it just.
Yeah. Fucking love him.
We're not.
Yeah. Did you watch Spider-Man Homecoming?
Oh, so
Oh.
good. It was so good. So I am very adamant about not changing characters, right? But they changed Vulture so hard. But it worked. I felt for Vulture. I think that was such a good character.
Do you know why it worked? Because he can fucking act, and he was the only one in that whole goddamn movie.
I liked the movie.
thought it
I'm
was
sorry.
okay.
I'm sorry. If you say another bad word about Marissa Tomei,
You out.
we're gonna fight.
I mean, she's why was she even cast in that role?
I don't know.
Just-
Aunt May gets younger and hotter every fucking
I
movie.
was so confused. I was like, Marissa Tomei is
so hot.
the hot aunt. Like,
But on the other hand, you look at the original, like Peter Parker is 16 years old in the very original, and Aunt May, his aunt, is 83,000 years old. So like
So
this actually
old.
makes more sense. It just doesn't follow the original narrative, but it makes more sense. I think Aunt May was originally his great aunt. I gotta believe. But Marissa Tomei,
okay, she's hot.
she's very hot.
But-
She's a great actress too.
Yeah, it's true. I think she's won an Oscar. So
Oh, really?
For the wrestler, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah. No, but I really enjoyed that Spider-Man. It's I didn't mind the Tobey Maguire one. I didn't watch the next one.
I
this
only
one's
saw the
not
first
bad.
one with Tobey Maguire. I mean, I liked it, but it was kind of like Ragnarok. Like it was just a fun
It's
Marvel
fun.
movie. Yeah.
It's not fun.
Like they already had established who Spider-Man was in Civil War. So
You didn't have to have a
so it
stupid
wasn't
origin
like-
story.
Yeah, which I hate. Like as much as
So
I
done with it. So
love
everyone knows everyone's
Captain
origins.
America, I hated the first one because it was so long and boring.
Right? If you
Haley.
ever make another Batman movie, we don't need the origins.
No,
we got
please
it.
no.
We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all really like tired of origin
I'm
stories.
so tired of origin stories.
We don't need more.
And
No.
this Tom Holland one is really good because the original Spider-Man was a superhero. And he has a lot of stupid powers, but he's a dumb fucking kid and he's going to make so many mistakes.
Yeah.
And I think they really captured that aspect of it is
Don't tell me you
as
didn't
much
like
as his
Zendaya.
power was, he made a lot of dumb mistakes because he's a fucking kid.
You know what we can agree on, Haley
That we love Zendaya.
and Tom Holland, because they are a fucking couple. We're so obsessed with them.
There's an Instagram account I meant to
Are you
send
guys
to
really
you.
into celebrity couples?
Yes.
Kind of, yeah.
Are
Certain
you really
ones.
sad that John Cena and
I don't know who those
Nikki
people
Bella
are,
broke
so
up?
I don't care.
I'm sad about it
So
because I thought they
soon?
were cute.
So soon after they got engaged?
Channing Tatum, Jenna Dewan just broke up.
Hey.
That's kind of a bummer.
Oh, she's so hot. Is Channing Tatum not just like a regular sized John Cena?
Yeah. That's so
They
true.
look so much alike.
John Cena's just like
Big
the
square heads and shit.
Yeah.
the supersized version.
Do you ever see the what's that show where you fucking lip sync battle with Channing Tatum and his apparently now ex-wife?
Yeah, I
see
saw
that one?
that. It was really good.
She's so hot.
I'm always sad when celebrity couples break up, especially when they have kids and they've been together so long. It's sad. But okay, so there's been like
Do you
all
go to
this.
TMZ every day? Like every day?
I
Be
literally
honest.
just went on there last fucking night.
honest.
Did you?
I went on there because Avicii just died and Vern
Oh, yeah.
Troyer. Vern
Yeah.
Troyer just died. So I wanted to look up if
I
there
think
was
they
like a
both
cause
died
of death.
alcoholism, right?
I think
I
they
don't know.
both did,
I think so.
but there's been no official.
Vern
Yeah.
Troyer, they said he died of alcoholism. It's been a long running battle. He's had issues. I read officially alcoholism. So he probably had a liver or something.
And Avicii had like pancreatitis from
Yeah, I
like.
think from drinking.
Yeah.
And I think drugs. I think.
I'm like, how do you destroy your liver
Avicii?
by
Is that how you
20?
pronounce
By
that?
28, I know. That's
You had a
crazy.
drink.
I have a friend.
Uh,
Ugh.
That sucks. Avicii, is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah.
I think so.
Avicii.
Never heard of him before, ever, in the history of ever.
I think he
Not only
only
that, I don't know a single person.
I
Probably
think he
wrong kind of music for
was
you.
only like a DJ for a little bit, and he toured for maybe a year, and then he got really sick because of, like, his pancreas. I think he got like pancreatitis.
Because he had a couple big hits and then he kind of like dropped off the map.
Yeah, that was in like 2012 maybe. I think.
I don't really like his music.
I don't either, but I know who he is.
Yeah,
Like, that's
enough
just,
where
like, a
you're like,
name.
oh, he's
And
dead.
you're like, oh wow. But I think it's just because he was 28. Like, that's so young.
Yeah. Did you see that photo of like the day before he died? He was photographed on a yacht with a drink in his hand. They don't know if it's like an alcoholic drink,
Or like a purple drink.
but and he was
Is 28 the new 27 club? You know about the 27
yeah.
club, right?
Yeah.
Somebody at my school was like, "Oh, he joined that club." I'm like, "No,
No.
just missed it. Just
Barely
missed
missed
it."
it.
28 is the new 27 club.
Oh, I hope not.
It's close enough where it's still like he's in it, basically.
Yeah. It's still sketchy.
Should I talk about the rest of my thing?
By the way,
Oh, you're not done?
I thought you were done.
I thought you were done.
Future
Look,
episode,
look.
by the way, speaking of 27 club, maybe get into the Kurt Cobain mystery.
Maybe.
There's a future Northwest. All right, go ahead. Finish. I thought you were done.
No, that's a great idea. We should talk about that eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a whole episode and we'll just shit talk Courtney Love.
A lot of people really like Courtney Love.
Oh, I thought everyone hated
no,
her.
No one my age does.
Really?
No, because we all know she's a piece of shit who killed her husband.
My
and that
dad's-
we all loved his music.
Oh, my dad's like, if you ever mention her name, he's like, that crazy fucking cunt.
I didn't really grow up on Nirvana. I grew up on Alice in Chains.
Same era. By the way, died on the same day, 7 years apart.
Yeah, my
7
dad-
years apart?
My dad always tells me.
Ooh,
I think Lane
that's...
Staley
90
died in the early 2000s. Like
No,
2000.
91 to 98, I want to say.
I think he died in
It
the
was in
2000s.
the 90s. You want to bet? You want to bet money?
Yeah.
You want to bet?
Google it.
definitely-
I'm pretty sure
it was
it's the
definitely in the
2000s.
90s. It might have been 97.
You guys
It
both
was
need
on
to
the same
calm
day.
down.
Listen, when you're
Lane
bored in
Staley is
Washington.
the singer of my favorite blues song of all time. He was in a band called Mad
Mad
Season.
Season.
Yep. Artificial Red by Mad Season.
Oh really? I like Wake Up.
It's an amazing album.
It's only they only did one album. Weren't they all like
It
in
was-
rehab together?
It was a super group, much like Temple
Yeah.
of the Dog was Soundgarden and Pearl Jam put together. Mad Season was, a bunch of grunge dudes making an album. Sorry, get back to your mystery. Gosh.
Sorry, the dream of the 90s is alive and well in my parents' hearts. They love grunge.
And in this
I love your parents.
podcast studio.
Yeah, apparently.
I heard your dad's gonna adopt me.
He's gonna adopt
Last episode,
both
I heard
of you,
that.
so we'll just be one grunge family.
we need to do the Kurt Cobain episodes. We can watch some of those, like the new movies they've been making about him.
You know what we're gonna do?
Sergeant Bleach is dope.
We are gonna wear
That's what I've
some
heard.
flannel. We're gonna wear some overalls and some Doc
Yeah.
Martens.
Oh,
Get the
when
full 90s effect.
for the Kurt Cobain episode, we will dress the part.
We will.
And by the way, talk to me before you do any of that bullcrap.
Oh, because you
'Cause I
think
lived it.
because he thinks he knows like what real grunge is and
He
not
was
like.
there.
I lived it. All right.
Okay, I can't argue with that.
Okay. So talk to me before you put your Dr. Martens on and your overalls.
What if we do Birkenstocks instead? No. I feel like Birkenstocks are.
How about we just recreate Kurt Cobain's actual looks that he wore,
Yeah,
like
it'd be easy.
the white glasses. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's so easy.
my dad has some of those.
Does he really?
Yeah,
Oh.
my dad doesn't like grunge or Kurt Cobain, but he definitely thinks that she murdered him.
Yay.
That's only because she did.
That's how I think became a
Allegedly.
conspiracy.
I think so.
Allegedly, we have to say that for
Allegedly.
legal purposes.
Yes,
Allegedly.
I think I became a conspiracy
she
person.
100% definitely murdered him, allegedly.
Yes. Oh, even like her like lawyer thinks she did it.
Oh, really?
Who like represented
like
her?
I know a little bit about the story and like I've heard things and I was like, oh, that's sketchy.
We need to finish this.
We do. Okay, sorry. Sorry.
Okay. We'll get to that in
We'll
a future
get to that
episode.
eventually, yeah.
Hopefully
Stay
soon.
tuned.
Hopefully soon.
Stay tuned. Okay, the second one I'm going to talk about is an Air Force base, also in Idaho. It's out of the town Mountain Home, Idaho, which is basically just another town that's only a military
Few people
town.
and some white supremacists.
So the only people who live there are, I think that's the base.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, in Idaho, there's like two types of small towns: military, and then white supremacists.
There's a town in Idaho where there's a sign when you enter it that says like the like nationalities they allow in the town.
Oh, it's so gross.
They're like no blacks, no
Yeah.
Muslims. Like
Did you watch God, what is it called? There's Oklahoma City, but then there's also it's about the family in Idaho that like they were white supremacists and there was like a shootout in
Oh,
their
shit.
house. I can't remember what it was called, but they like barricaded themselves in.
Mhm.
What was
I
that
remember that one.
called?
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
But you have to watch.
Because he wasn't a white supremacist, but then he got
He was, like,
vaguely
affiliated.
allied with them
Yeah.
for some outside of racial reasons, and then the FBI targeted him, and etc. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember what it's called.
Mountain Home, if you are local roads at 84, if you take 84 and you go straight, and you follow 84, eventually you're going to hit Boise, right?
Yeah.
About 45 minutes outside of Boise, you're going to hit Mountain Home proper.
What?
But from Mountain Home proper, you got to go up into the hills to hit the Air Force Base.
Okay. Got it.
So it is along our 10 minutes away from here road, 84. You just have to take it for 9 hours.
Ugh.
And-
So we could also go there.
We could.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about 45 minutes outside of Boise. But then it's, outside of the town proper from that.
Yeah. I mean, it's still
It's
like still a small
far.
town. It's still probably mostly like a military
Okay.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's located like 40 miles from Boise and also from Idaho Falls. So like Boise's pretty big, and then Idaho Falls is really famous for like they have a bunch of weird shit that happens there.
Oh,
they have
really?
like a ton of UFO sightings.
Of course.
I'm
Because it's right by an Air Force base.
it's that thing that the X-Files always goes back to where it's like, is it aliens and the government's covering that up, or is it the government testing secret shit and then they blame it on aliens?
Ooh.
That's because Haley hasn't seen the X-Files.
I
That's the
haven't.
whole show. Is like every season it's like it's definitely aliens, and then the next season it's like it's definitely the government. And poor David Duchovny's like
Listen.
just broken.
Oh, well, maybe I'll watch it.
Oh god, it's so.
I don't know. Well, one day a couple years ago, I came home and I turned on my TV and like I turned on Netflix, and before I could even choose a profile to like log in, the X-Files just started playing.
That's called
So
fate,
that's
and
called a ghost. So I
Haley-
don't know if I should watch it.
that's fate, and you can't fight it. Just roll with it.
I don't know.
You're going against your destiny, which is to watch the X-Files.
I'm going against the ghost in my house that wants me to watch the X-Files.
Have you heard that? Probably not, but there's this song that they made in the 90s when the X-Files was like the show to watch. You know, it was like the peak of the X-Files. There's a song called David Duchovny, Why Don't You Love Me? It's like a spoof song, but there's like, in the video for it, there's like a ton of celebrities, like Brad Pitt's fucking in it.
Oh, really?
And they get them to like sing that line, like David Duchovny, Why Don't You Love Me?
That's so weird.
And there's just like endless celebrities in it. I'll play it for you. It's so fucking catchy. It's like a good song. No. Okay. Quality show. This base is like quintessential X-Files shit, where it's like they're constantly testing like new aircrafts and stuff, and Idaho itself, there's so many fucking UFO sightings. It's like one of the top places in the country, and then this area in particular, there's just so many. Like when I was doing the research, it was just nonstop videos of weird shit in the sky, and some of them are like, yeah, it's hard to explain that, it's weird. Mm-hmm. There's just constantly like weird lights in the night sky.
But it's like right by an Air Force base, so I think.
I mean, yeah, but
makes sense.
It's like, you know, weird colored orbs, and they're moving in ways that aren't like normal for aircrafts, you know.
But who's to say that, like, if you're just some farmer in the middle of nowhere, like, oh, lights shouldn't move like that. Well, because you say so?
Well, and now we've got like drones and shit, you know.
Fuck yeah, drones are gonna move in ways that like they shouldn't, but they're gonna.
That could have been stuff in the past where it's like, oh, aircrafts don't move like that, and maybe it was just drones before they were
mass, yeah.
A thing.
Yeah, like testing.
Yeah.
So it could be stuff like that where it's just like brand new technology that we're not aware of.
Or it could be aliens.
Well, but here's the thing: it could be alien technology that they took and then reverse engineered. And then made drones from.
Fuck yeah. That's
that
my
could
theory.
Also be true.
I mean, there's lots of things it could be.
So many things.
Yeah. But could definitely be aliens.
Could be a bird with the LED on it.
A bird that just like swallowed a flashlight.
Yeah. Fucking weird bird.
That's my new theory now. Okay.
It's just a bird.
I switch. It's just a bird.
It's just fucking crow with a flashlight. They're really smart. They're just trying to trick the farmers so they can get at that corn. What's up, son?
Okay, so there have been like actual people who like work on this Air Force base who have reported weird shit, like stuff that's not aircrafts on the base. Like there's this dude who was on the runway like waiting to get picked up at night, and he looked up and he said there was like a ship above him hovering that wasn't military, and then it shot directly upwards into the sky.
Yeah, it wasn't military, but like on the other hand, they're on a no basis, and that motherfucker didn't need to know, right?
Yeah, maybe he's like real low level.
Yeah.
Fucking waiting for the bus, motherfucker.
I know.
You don't need to know that shit.
And he's in Idaho, like, I mean, maybe not that smart. I just offended all of Idaho.
Everyone on behalf of the show, everyone in Idaho, we do not believe the things that Emily has expressed
You
just now.
fought for Idaho to be a part of the Northwest
She wants
so hard. And
she wants to move to Idaho so she feels smart. That's the new thing.
Okay.
She wants to move to Idaho to feel smart.
No, okay, I've been there a lot, and there's like there's normal people there. There's also some dumb people. We just said it's like a huge hotspot for like skinheads. I mean,
that's why she wants to move there.
There's what? No. Oh, I'm not. Okay. We're going to shut that down right now. I'm not a Nazi. Oh, God.
Not affiliated or associated.
No one said Nazi. You brought it up. No one said Nazi.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Every episode.
All right. So Sonic Boom. I can't help it. So there's been lots of aircrafts that people can't explain. What else?
Sonic booms. Yes, this is the other big thing. It's for some reason it's not like a issue in Mountain Home, but in Idaho Falls, which is only like 40 miles away, they have this super weird problem where they have like constant sonic booms happening.
Yeah.
And all these people in the town, they like hear them, they feel them, they'll like see stuff like rattle, and they say it happens like all the fucking time. And I guess for a long time,
Well, why wouldn't it though? You're right next to a experimental base.
well, for a while, people just thought they were like imagining it, and then someone went on like a radio station and was like, hey, does anybody else fucking feel this? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
And the radio station, the website like crashed because so many people were like, oh my
That is
fucking god.
Weird.
Like, it's like the whole town,
That's
everyone
one of the
hears
most
it.
comforting feelings, though. Like when you're like, "Hey, does anyone else feel this way?"
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
So the town has like reached out to the military base to be like, hey, is that why we're experiencing this? Like, is it just sonic booms from you guys launching aircrafts? And the military base was like, no, it's not us.
Why would they say that?
They immediately denied it.
They're
They're
hiding
like,
something.
they're like, the times when you guys experience these sonic booms are not times when we launch aircrafts. You wouldn't be able to hear it from 40 miles away, which is a lie.
Liars.
It's a fucking lie. Yeah.
Why don't you read this out right now?
The width of the boom carpet beneath the aircraft is about 1 mile for each 1,000 feet. So you can hear it for about 50 miles.
If you're 50,000 miles up in the air, you can
Can produce
create a
a
50-mile
boom.
sonic boom
Yeah, so
noise.
You can hear it from 50 miles away.
Yeah.
This town is within.
within that range.
For sure.
So that would make sense that they could hear it.
And
So
by the way, that would be so annoying.
yeah.
I would move.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure a lot of
I
people
mean,
have
just
moved.
being in Idaho, I'd move.
Yeah, I'd move.
Now who's being a dick to Idaho?
Me? I've never not been a dick to Idaho.
That's true. Yeah, so they're just like fucking lying. They're like, no, it's not us.
Well, do you think they're going to be like, yeah, so we're testing all these sweet airplanes, right? Here's what we're doing. Because if they say yes, and it's just going to cause more questions. But if they shut it down, then...
Because they are, like, they admit that they launch off aircrafts that release a sonic boom, but they're probably...
Are they saying they're not doing them that high in the air? Or they just don't want to fucking deal with any
the ones
repercussions?
that are probably causing this are ones that are, like, off record. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're not, like, on the book, so they can't be like, yeah, we launched blah, blah, blah at this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it wasn't supposed to... No one's supposed to know about it. So it's like, that's a huge conspiracy. And they've also disproven the theory that it's earthquakes, because they can check, like, seismic activity, and there isn't any in the area.
I feel like Idaho's, like, right in the middle of a plate, so it's not...
There's nothing.
It's not, no.
That's not a place where there's a lot of earthquakes.
Earthquakes don't happen there. You get, like, thunderstorms.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're thinking of Oklahoma.
That is true. Same thing.
Twisters.
Dust Bowl.
I don't think Idaho gets a lot of... They just get snow because there's a lot of mountains.
Oh, there's so much fucking snow. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, clearly that's the one where it's like, clearly there's some kind of a cover-up. But we always know the government's lying about shit, so...
When are they not?
The stuff they're testing there right now that they don't want to admit to is probably stuff that will be normal in like 10 years.
Probably. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll just keep being secretive.
Or they're like creating stuff to fight the aliens.
Who
Or
knows?
fight for the aliens.
No.
Or the
we're-
lizard people.
The lizard wars.
Lizard wars.
They're coming.
Sounds boring. Just imagine like geckos fighting each other.
No, the lizard people have like invaded all levels of society.
Even the poverty-stricken ones.
I feel like they're higher up.
So not all levels.
You just,
They're like in the
know.
You
government.
classist.
who knows?
I'm a believer in the lizard people.
They believe in you too.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
Who would
that
win
makes
in a
me
fight
feel
between
great.
lizard people and crab people?
Crab people.
Crab people.
That's not a
crab people.
I've never heard of crab people.
That's not a real thing, is it?
Okay.
what?
I've never heard that, and I don't believe it.
Okay.
I don't believe that other people even believe that.
After this show, remind me. I'll show you.
We're gonna look up
I'll
crab
show you-
people.
I'll show you videos.
Oh my god.
Crab people. Crab people.
I don't think that's a thing.
I agree with
I-
you.
I'm
Really?
not buying
You think
it.
I've just made up that song?
Maybe.
Sounds like it.
Did you not? He's writing down look up crap people.
Oh god. Okay.
Tell me your mystery.
Are you ready to hear about the Coop?
Fuck yes.
Not Bradley Cooper. But he could be related to Bradley Cooper.
Starting that theory right now.
Yeah, we don't know. Maybe he is Bradley Cooper.
Let's get it on TMZ.
Maybe Bradley Cooper should play him on a movie.
Maybe.
Oh, that would be so good.
What has Bradley Cooper done recently?
Limitless.
That was a while
That was
ago.
a long time ago.
God damn it. I don't know. They made a TV show.
Oh, he knocked up that super hot model.
He did that.
That's a thing.
That's it.
That's
Okay.
an accomplishment, though.
Okay.
Shout out to all the Coopers right now.
Bradley Cooper and
DB?
DB Cooper, who we're going to learn about. Did you know that DB Cooper's real name is Dan Cooper?
I did not know that.
Well, now you do. So, Dan bought a airline ticket on November 24th, 1971 in Portland, Oregon to travel to Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
The airline that he bought the ticket from is Northwest Airline.
That's perfect for this show.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I
What?
hate to interrupt you.
please.
But Bradley Cooper
Yeah.
has recently done all of the Rocket Raccoon voice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
You didn't know
right.
that?
I mean-
forgot about that.
I mean, so that's a lot of things.
Yeah, so he's been a raccoon for a couple of years now.
Yeah. And he was in 10 Cloverfield Lane. But here's the thing, though. It's very
What?
relevant.
What?
Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
saying. Just saying.
That's
I kind of forgot about that.
that's
Yeah.
a big
But he should really do something with his body and face.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Go
Okay.
ahead. Can
But-
you start over? I apologize. I derailed that one so bad.
No, he's like contractually locked into Marvel.
Yeah,
And
he's
as he should be. And by the way, as everyone should be, and they're lucky to be so.
yeah, because to have a job, like a solid job, no matter how
Especially him.
poor
He
or
doesn't
well
have
those
to,
movies
He doesn't have
do.
to do shit but show up and like talk.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have to like wait on set.
Well, at this point, who isn't in Marvel movies? Like, it's most of Hollywood.
You're either in Marvel or you're in DC.
Oh, God. Everyone wants to be on
Some of them are in both.
Some are in both.
Like who's playing Thanos? What's his name?
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin is Cable, Thanos, but he was also Jonah Hex in DC.
Oh, my God.
Who's playing Deadpool?
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds
Ryan
was
Reynolds.
Green Lantern.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of people
So?
cross pollinate.
I don't know.
Tell me about DB.
Yeah,
Our
I'm
boy.
sorry. I derailed this more.
Where was I? Oh, so he bought a ticket on Northwest Airlines.
That's very on brand, and
Yeah.
I'm so happy he's like keeping that on brand
Yeah,
for us.
keeping it alive. And this was also the day before Thanksgiving. I don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah. And more importantly, the plane ticket was only $20.
Oh my God.
So cheap.
That's the 70s?
That's back in the day when people dressed up to go on the plane.
And I'm pretty sure when you could like show up to the airport and just buy a plane ticket, can you do that now?
Pretty much no.
I don't think you can. That's
No,
you have to-
one does.
No, I don't.
The 70s
It's
were a
just-
weird
It's
time.
such a weird time. So he showed up at the airport wearing a dark suit, a dark tie, a trench coat, and he was carrying a briefcase and a paper bag. But in all the articles that I read, they never said what was in the paper bag. So
Maybe like just a sandwich.
maybe. And I feel like this is also back when you could smoke on airplanes.
Gross.
Yeah, like 70s.
There weren't a lot of like airplane rules yet, which seems
No.
weird.
Yeah. No. So during the course of the flight, he gave a flight attendant a note, which she didn't read because she has flight attendant duties. So she just put it in her pocket. As you do, if a weird guy gives you a note when you're in the middle of their job, you're going to be like, oh, thanks.
Maybe she was like, oh, he's just giving me his number like a creep.
Maybe.
Pocket that shit.
Yeah, or maybe she was like, okay, well, I'll just read it later. I don't know. But he got kind of upset about that, and he was like, well, you might want to read that note. I have a bomb.
Oh, shit.
Do you think he announced it to the entire plane, or he was just like, excuse me?
I bet he just whispered it to
I have a
her.
bomb.
Really creepy, yeah.
Yeah. You might want to read it.
Creepy or essential?
I've got a bomb.
See, I think that's the one.
Yeah.
Like, he's so charming that he charmed his way into a heist, right?
Maybe.
Like, I think that he wasn't creepy. That's why he...
That's why he got away with it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, so he showed her the bomb in his suitcase and then made her sit next to him while he orchestrated a note for her to write to the captain. Yeah, and in the note, he requested $200,000 in $20 bills.
That's
Weird.
a lot of 20s.
Yeah, in a knapsack, 2 front parachutes, 2 back parachutes, and a truck to refuel the plane after they landed. I also read somewhere that he requested food for the crew.
Well, that's nice of him.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice.
He's like almost a nice guy.
Like I said, charming.
Kind of, yeah. I was like, oh, that's kind of thoughtful. But he ended the note with "no funny business or I'll do the job."
What?
The way they talked back then, what a nerd.
I like him. He's a funny guy.
He seems great. I
Hey.
wouldn't be mad.
Question. What does the B stand for?
Okay, well, so they think that the DB was kind of just like a miscommunication somewhere. Like someone misheard it or mistyped it, and so it became DB. And I feel like DB sounds a lot cooler than like Dan.
Dan
Because how
Cooper.
many white Dans do you know going down the street?
You never hear
All of
anyone
them.
called DB.
Yeah, no. Everyone's Dan, and especially Cooper, so it's just, it makes it more interesting.
So since it doesn't stand for anything, can it just refer to bitch?
Dan the bitch Cooper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bitchin'. Dan
Yeah.
Bitchin' Cooper.
Who wouldn't want to be known as that?
That's pretty good.
That is really good.
We're gonna make up something since the B is just imaginary anyway.
Yeah. So they land in Seattle and he gets everything that he wants. And then they take off to Mexico, which Dan chose the destination, but he didn't choose the route. All he requested was that they stay below 10,000 feet.
I'm just surprised that they like gave him everything he requested.
Yeah, well, it was also like the 70s, so they were kind of unprepared.
Super unprepared, so they're like, oh, we just have to do it.
You think security at airports would have increased more in the 70s instead of like what we're at now? It should have already been that way if they're so worried about people like Dan.
You think after this happened, it would have been like,
Yeah, but
no,
no.
it didn't
They're
change.
like, oh, his name is Dan. It's fine.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. So on board the plane, there's only Dan, the pilot, and 2 flight attendants. At this point, it had grown dark and it was starting to rain because it's the Northwest. It's also winter in the Northwest.
Oh, God.
So it rains all the time and it's dark by 4.
So it's dark and it's rainy.
It's dark and it's rainy. And a half hour into the flight, Dan straps the money to himself, puts on the 2 parachutes, takes off his JCPenney clip-on tie,
Yes.
puts on a pair of sunglasses because you need those when it's dark and rainy, lowers the rear staircase in the plane, and jumps.
Well, I think the sunglasses are like
To protect.
the goggles.
Yeah. And also to look cool.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because in all the drawings you see, he's wearing the sunglasses.
Because he's Dan Bitchin' Cooper.
Yeah. In the wax figure at Newport, is he wearing sunglasses?
Yes, he is.
Yes. Just chilling in a tree.
Yeah, if you guys want to see a wax figure of DB Cooper,
Check out our Instagram page.
yeah, I went
also-
to
Newport.
I went to the wax museum in Newport, Oregon at the coast, and they've got a wax figure of DB Cooper, and one side of it, he's like hanging from a tree in his parachute, and the other side, it's just the parachute. He's gone.
He's vanished.
I mean, once you're older, it's very clear how they did it. When you're little, you're like, amazing.
So cool. Isn't he right next to like a Sasquatch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also a giant Sasquatch.
Ah, it's great. So, the pilot lands the plane in Portland, and the military is called, and they search the area. 1,000 troops come, and they find nothing at all, which is so weird. And they even searched, like, the ocean and the area, like, the entire area, and they found nothing.
They don't find the parachutes. They don't find him. They don't find the money.
No. In 1972, so this is like a year later, letters were sent to several different newspapers as well as the FBI claiming to either be Dan, be his brother or like eulogizing him like he had died. Which all of these were obviously investigated, and
They're all fake.
And they were all fake. I think around the same time, 2 men were actually sent to jail for extortion when they claimed to be Dan Cooper and were trying to sell a story to publishing houses.
So everybody just wanted to be DB
everyone
Cooper.
just wanted to take credit for it, which is so weird. And then to like help find the money, you know, they published all the serial numbers, and they've never been found in use.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. It wasn't until 1980 when the first like ever evidence and buried treasure were found. Treasure. I can't do it that well. So this was at Tina Bar, which is on the Washougal River. A kid and his dad were digging a hole for a fire pit when they found a bag full of 20s rubber banded together. In total, there was $5,800 in cash. Yeah, they think the money like got washed down the river.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Not that it got buried there.
Well, I think like that had been like 9 years, so I
Okay.
guess like over the years of water and like sand and stuff.
Yeah,
it
that makes sense.
But over the years, several people again have claimed to me Dan, and some of them have been plausible-ish at first. So Dwayne Weber claimed to be Dan Cooper on his deathbed, which
That's the time to do it.
exactly. His wife said he suffered a knee ailment from a fall. He had dreams about leaving fingerprints on a plane and an old Northwest Airlines ticket for no reason.
That's not a bad one.
Yeah, but they inspected it and there was nothing. Another suspect was Richard Floyd McCoy, who conducted a heist of his own that was really similar to Cooper's in 1972 when he was on spring break from BYU.
That's the time to do
When you're
a
on spring
heist.
break, yeah.
Yes.
Living it up. Don't go to Miami.
Spring breakers, yo.
Yeah, just hijack a plane. He was arrested in 72 and then he was sent to jail. So they didn't really find any evidence on the plane that Cooper hijacked, but there is said to be one piece of evidence that only the family identified, but it was never published what it was.
So
And
that's
that-
their like thing that's gonna catch him.
Yeah, and so like the family of Floyd apparently identified that same item that belonged to Cooper, and a lot of people think it's like a BYU like pin.
Ooh.
Because that was something that Floyd had. And so BYU was also probably on Thanksgiving break at that same time. So I don't know. But the family of Floyd claimed that he was at their home over that break and not hijacking a plane.
Then how do they say he died?
They don't know.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Convenient.
So another plausible suspect was Kenneth Christensen, but his brother was the one that thought he was Dan Cooper. For similar like weird reasons, like he had a knee injury, he was really sketchy. So it's all kind of like the same reasons basically.
Yeah.
But one of the theories and the thing that I kind of agree with is that he didn't survive the fall.
I think this is the most widely accepted theory.
Yeah, because he did so many things wrong when he jumped from the plane. Like, I feel like anyone who was an experienced, like, jumper would not jump at night in the rain wearing loafers.
Oh my god, just the fucking loafers and sunglasses.
He took off the JCPenney clip-on tie.
Oh, God, I love him.
But, yeah.
He jumped from a plane.
See, you're jumping into possibly a wooded area.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what's out there and what's down there.
We don't know, like, what exactly he jumped over, and then it was, like, dark. It was rainy. He's not an experienced jumper.
Yeah.
Not dressed for it. Do
No, clearly not.
you think those loafers stayed on?
Oh no, they for sure were the first to go. So Larry Carr, who took over the FBI case, he thinks that he wasn't an experienced jumper for the sake of the fact that one of the chutes that Cooper jumped with was not functional, and it was a training parachute that had been sewn shut.
Oh, shit.
So he only had one good parachute, and apparently the military grade parachutes he had were not easy to steer. So you're at night, you have one parachute, you can't steer it. Are you really? What
So
are your chances?
if he wasn't an experienced jumper, the odds are high that he died.
No, and he had a 200-mile-an-hour wind in his face.
Oh my god.
So, like...
I feel like everything was really well thought out up to the jump.
Yeah, exactly. Like, maybe he didn't think that he would make it this far.
Honestly.
So he didn't have to, like, think about it.
He was like, then I'm gonna go to Mexico. Like,
Gonna live it up in Mexico.
Yeah.
Do you think he would have let the pilot and flight attendants have a good time in Mexico?
yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, he'd probably buy him, like, margaritas.
He'd be like, have some drinks on me. Take a
Yeah.
little vacay.
Why not? You did some good work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's this website called citizensleuths.com,
Yes.
and they came up with this theory that Dan was an employee at a Boeing plant because he had some particles on his tie that were only found at these certain kind of plants, but they don't think that he worked there, like, in the plant.
Mm-hmm.
He was just someone in the office that visited. Because, you know, he was, like, because it was a tie, right?
Yeah.
So you're not going to wear a tie when you work in a plant, even if it's the 70s.
Maybe he was there scouting it, or maybe he
Yeah,
was
or
someone who had to
he
go
had
there
something
sometimes.
to do with it. But no one really knows, and the case was officially closed in 2016. And it's called a Norjack. That's the official case name. And it's actually been one of the FBI's longest cases, and it covers thousands of suspects.
I'm sure they've investigated so many fucking people.
So many things that's probably, like, kind of a relief to close it, even though they don't have an answer. They're never going to find one.
And the majority of that money has just disappeared.
Oh, yeah, it's for sure all, like, disintegrated by now.
Well, that's only if he died. Which I
True,
know
but
is
it's
what
never
you
been
believe.
found in use anywhere.
I mean,
They
I
were
don't know.
able to track the bills that were found in the river, and which goes to show you that all of the bills were trackable, which is another mistake he made.
Well, and they were never found, like, any at
So-
any of, like, the embassies in exchange for, like, foreign currency.
that's what I was thinking.
So he
Yeah.
never
So he never.
the money is never resurfaced because they were tracking it.
Yeah.
He got eaten by an alien Sasquatch.
He probably did.
Easily.
I mean, like, the odds are high that, yeah, he, like, the parachute didn't open.
Yeah.
Or it
Well,
got
one
caught in a
didn't
tree and he
open.
died.
Maybe half of them fell into Crater Lake. You don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's all connected, man.
Oh my gosh. Maybe he's on that little island in the middle of Crater
DB
Lake.
Cooper is haunting Crater Lake.
Yeah.
New
Yeah.
It's
episode.
the same area. It's in the area that they were looking.
So, yeah.
I mean, and there's places he could have fallen where, like, it's so remote.
Mhm.
You know, we would just, like, never find the body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have just, like, gone insane.
Or he fell in a place where animals were to eat him.
Yeah,
And then all the evidence is gone.
exactly. It's still weird that the
I mean,
money has
I don't-
never surfaced,
Yeah,
I
I
know.
don't think they need
but
the money, but
I feel like someday the money, if he died out there, someday we will find the money.
or maybe someday someone will die, and then looking through their stuff, they'll find, like, the money.
yeah.
Oh,
in somebody's wall.
It's just in someone's
Yeah.
fucking attic.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Or under someone's house or something.
It's weird.
I
Or maybe they don't have a tracking program as they thought about the money, and then a lot of it is in circulation.
Maybe.
I know that everyone thinks he died, and that's probably the most likely theory, but in my heart I want to believe that he's alive. That he made it, like he got away with this whole plan and he's out there.
He would be so old by now. He'd probably be dead by
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, even if he survived, he's dead.
But I like to think that he got away with it and then he like lived it up, and his whole life he knew that he fucking got away with it.
Word. Yeah.
Or he lived in fear of being caught.
Became a hermit.
Yeah.
Led a sad.
Maybe that's what
No.
happened. He just
Of
became a
loneliness.
hermit.
Not Dan Bishon Cooper.
ambition.
It'd be better if it was like Bitch and Dan Cooper.
BD.
BD.
BD Cooper.
Yeah.
That sounds weird.
It's not right.
That is a true mystery, and we'll maybe never know, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Well, both of ours are mysteries this week. We'll never know
We will never
what the
know.
government's
we
doing.
we know that there's submarines. They exist.
Was
I mean,
that the mystery?
I mean, we
Yeah.
mystery solved. We have submarines.
The mystery is that the government's always lying to us. And we never know what
that's a fact.
Well,
That's not a
that wasn't
mystery
a
either, is
mystery.
We
it?
don't know what they're lying
We know
about.
exactly that they're lying to us at all turns.
We don't know what they're up to.
Yeah, we don't.
No.
Maybe, is there like a conspiracy that it's like, I don't know, that like the government's covering up the thing? No.
No. I mean, it's been a really long running FBI case. Do you think they would have kept it open for so long if the government was like, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's done.
I
It's
think
over.
they just don't know, and now they're so frustrated.
I think it's weird that they like just now closed it.
Well, it's probably no one's been working on it for 10 years, and then they
Mhm.
closed it.
It's been open for so long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there hasn't been any new suspects for like
Nothing.
years now.
Because everybody's like too old at this point.
Everyone already made all their deathbed confessions.
You could be the next one, reopen the case, be like, I'm DB Cooper.
I
I
was
wasn't born, but
nowhere near
Check
alive
this out.
during that time.
You were born in 95.
But I can write some sweet fan fiction.
Maybe I should get my grandpa to like say he did it.
you find some really, really, really senile old man who doesn't know where he's at and be like, hey, you're DB Cooper. I'm DB Cooper.
There we go.
We're gonna make it
Alright.
happen.
That's horrible. We should never say that again. All right, you get any plugs?
Oh, yeah, we have to do plugs.
Oh, plugs. Okay.
Instagram,
at Northwest Mystery Show.
Northwest is NW, because we're lazy.
Check that out. We
We're
post.
economic.
We're saving time.
We're efficient.
We are. But we post photos from every episode.
Yeah, and I posted some photos from my trip to the Wax Museum in Newport. So go check out those.
Which includes DB Cooper.
Yeah, check out DB Cooper.
Includes DB Cooper.
You can find us on Facebook group under Northwest Mystery Show, facebook.com/Northwest NW Mystery Show.
Yeah, we post lots of funny stuff on there and also links to where you can listen to the podcast. Shout out to Michael, who made our music for the show.
Dope.
Yeah, our intro and outro.
Mm-hmm.
Very creepy.
Outro.
That's a thing. Yeah, it is. Oh my, no, we'll fight about that later.
Who else?
My friend Augie made our logo for the show.
Great.
Shout out to Augie.
Yeah,
We love it.
it's great. So
It is great. I like it.
Yeah.
Also, we have an email. You can email us your stories, please. If you live at this Air Force base or this Navy base, email us. We'll
the
come
government's
visit.
gonna like delete the email before we get to read it.
We'll come stay with you in your house.
What?
I don't know.
You can find this podcast and other great podcasts on TownsleyProductions.com. TONWSIE.
No.
TOWNSIE. You
Yeah.
did.
TOWNSIE is my own last name. TOWNSIE Productions.com. As well as Stitcher Radio and Podcast Addict. Soon to be more.
Yeah, we're gonna get on more platforms soon.
We're going to be on all the platforms soon. You can't get away from us.
We're gonna be #1 on iTunes.
Yeah, no.
No,
All
we're
right.
not. No.
Aspiring. Before we end this, guys, I was thinking about getting a sweet tattoo somewhere on my thigh. What do you think?
Oh,
You think that's a good idea?
David.
No.
Tattoo of what?
Doesn't matter.
Anything.
Right there on the thigh.
Sam Squinch.
It's Sam Scrange.
On your thigh.
Yeah. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Do it. Do it.
Bye.
Stay spooky.